Greetings and welcome to another impressions video here at Words About Games, and today we're going to be looking at Call of Duty Black Ops 4. I wasn't quite sure how I was going to approach making a video about Black Ops 4 in the run up to the game. Since stepping back into the world of Call of Duty with Advanced Warfare following a multi-year hiatus from the franchise, my pattern for how I play these games has been fairly rigid. Play the campaign and base most of my opinions on that, before dipping into the multiplayer offering for an hour or two to confirm that that still isn't for me. Black Ops 4, of course, has jettisoned its single-player offering in favour of being a purely multiplayer affair, aside from some small bits in zombies. Until I played the Blackout beta, I wasn't even sure I was going to play this, given how badly out of touch I'd fallen with Call of Duty's multiplayer. All I can say is I'm very grateful that the Battle Royale mod reeled me in, because it may very well be the more traditional multiplayer that keeps me hooked long into 2018 and beyond. While Blackout is the obvious headline event in Black Ops 4, and I'll dig into it in more detail in a moment, I've found it difficult to tear myself away from multiplayer long enough to sink any appreciable time into Call of Duty's stab at the Battle Royale genre. Something has well and truly clicked for me in this year's edition of Call of Duty. I think a big part of this has to do with the game's specialists, characters with their own cooldown based abilities, and how they interact with the time-honoured tradition of unlocking new weapons, attachments, perks and gear through the game's progression system. While it doesn't fundamentally alter your playstyle, this is still a fast-paced shooter that relies on quick kills and twitch reflexes. It instead dictates how you interact with and control the battlefield. My favourite two characters, for example, don't massively alter how I approach a fight, but rather inform my placement and role in said fight. Nomad can lay mesh mines with tripwires to secure entrances or otherwise give me the ability to set up nasty surprises for my enemies, and has a rarer ultimate ability that summons a dog to help me carve through the opposition. Battery has a cluster grenade and grenade launcher that can clear out areas with explosive efficiency. Both give me distinct tactical options that combine with my own personal loadouts to let me help my team, or myself in Lone Wolf mode, in ways that play to my strengths. This all plays into the smaller touches that make Black Ops 4 an altogether friendlier game to people who don't have god-tier first-person shooter skills. Assists, for example, are now counted the same as kills. If you put damage on an enemy alongside your teammates, you're given credit for a kill even if you don't get the killing shot, making you feel like you're contributing even if you're not landing sweet headshots one after the other. Both your abilities and score streaks for calling in devastating special attacks such as missile strikes or attack helicopters build between lives, shifting the focus from having one amazing life to simply putting a shift in. There's also the subtle but quite big change to healing. Rather than having to find medkits or take a few deep breaths behind cover to regain health, healing is just another cooldown ability, putting it in the same category as reloading and making it another tool in your toolbox. And then there's the move away from crazy futuristic weapons and Titanfall-esque movement of the most recent Call of Duty games, aside from last year's World War II, which skewed too far in the opposite direction, all of which plays perfectly to the breakneck pace of Call of Duty's multiplayer. The modes are pretty great too. There are classics such as Free For All and Team Deathmatch, as well as my personal favourite, Control, which sees two teams alternating between attacking and defending two capture points in a best-of-5 series. The playlists themselves could do with a bit more segregation though, as I'm forced to play some rounds of Kill Confirmed, which I hate, to get to rounds of Team Deathmatch, which I enjoy. Blackout is back and largely unchanged from the beta. It's an enjoyable, fast-paced interpretation of Battle Royale that's probably the best, slickest example of the genre that doesn't feature building mechanics. It takes the core gameplay mechanics of Call of Duty and applies them to an 88-player, last-person standing deathmatch that requires you to scavenge loot as you go. The shooting mechanics are of course top-notch, which is to be expected in a Call of Duty title. It's Black Ops 4's new ideas that make Blackout a standout in what has become a crowded genre. Aside from the typical array of weapons, armour, medical supplies and whatnot you'd expect to find in a Battle Royale, Blackout also features equipment and perks brought over from the main game, and both are implemented in great fashion. Grenades, barricades, grapple guns and more can be deployed to help turn the tide of a fight, and perks can be instrumental tools in helping you survive to the end. They're found on the battlefield and can be activated to give players limited time abilities, such as the being able to see through walls, get warnings when another player has them in their sights, and more. Both are implemented very intelligently to really add a whole new dimension to the Battle Royale experience. The Blackout map itself is also fantastically well put together. Built from classic Call of Duty maps connected by various roads, train tracks and buildings, this is a map that's large enough to facilitate a Battle Royale and feature many distinct and different areas, but small enough to make sure you're constantly engaged in the game and able to fairly easily stay within the collapse, which is Blackout's version of the Deadly Circle, with plenty of surprises in store depending on your choice of drop locations, such as my personal favourite entry point, Asylum. Speaking of Asylum, Zombies makes a return as Black Ops 4's third main mode. While the mode does have a hardcore following and it is very popular among a certain subset of players, it feels just too convoluted and impenetrable for me to really get into. I've tried a couple of times to let it grab me, but both times I've just ended up having to endure a seemingly never-ending gauntlet of chaotic, confusing action, while I wished I was playing another round of Control or another match in Blackout. Call of Duty Black Ops 4 is a fantastic multiplayer first-person shooter that's managed to get its hooks very deeply into me. The full package is essentially 3 very different multiplayer field offerings of Battle Royale, wave-paced PvE, and fast-paced PvP. While I personally don't care for zombies, Blackout is by far my favourite Battle Royale experience to date, and Black Ops 4's multiplayer has me compelled to keep playing in a way I haven't felt about a Call of Duty since Modern Warfare. Whatever you're looking for in a multiplayer first-person shooter, there is a good chance that you'll find it in Black Ops 4. Thank you very much for watching this video, guys. If you've enjoyed it, please keep it here at Words About Games. We've got tons of content, including our weekly podcast, more impressions videos, patch notes, and our weekly indie game of the week. We also stream over on Twitch at twitch.tv/wordsaboutgames every Monday, Thursday, and Saturday. And most importantly, have a great day.